Hi there, my name's Emily Dunn, and in this presentation, I'll be talking through what you can expect for the 2023-2024 school year. If by the end of the presentation you still have questions or you need anything clarified, you can email me at edunn@ccs.k12.in.us. So first, just a little information about me. So I got my undergrad in English literature from DePauw and my master's from Purdue in literary studies, and I've been working in education about 13 years. And what I'm really passionate about is working one-on-one with students, making learning accessible, and making sure that that passion carries over to my students so they're passionate about what they're working on too. So, first, here's some course information just to keep in mind for this coming school year. So, we have a few core texts. Our first one, which we're already reading, is Scythe. And then after that, we'll be working on our technology unit. So, that includes the social dilemma. And then for our book club, our memoir unit, students get to select the book they would prefer. And this year, the choices are Beautiful Boy, Princess, Educated into the Wild, A Long Way Gone, Brain on Fire, and Born a Crime. And students get to pick one book that they feel like they would be most interested in, and they explore theme and character within that text. In second semester, students will be reading Of Mice and Men, Fences, Macbeth, and Trifles. Fences, Macbeth, and Trifles are part of our dramatic literature unit, and Of Mice and Men is how we normally conclude second semester, and that's part of our fiction unit. And our grade distribution for semester one, formative assessments are weighed at 30%. Our first process paper is 20%. We have a research project that accompanies the technology unit, that's 25%. And we end the semester with a group presentation that is worth 25%. And this semester two grade distribution is listed just below, kind of similar to semester one. So same weight for formative assessments, argument essay and in-class essay, those are both weighed at 25%, and our final summative is 20%, and that's a synthesis presentation. So as far as student expectations, I enjoy lots of participation. I always tell students, I don't know what you don't know. So communicate that with me. Really advocate for your needs. Let me know if you're struggling with something or you're stuck on something. I always tell students, don't be afraid to email me. You're never bugging me. I would rather you reach out and communicate more than you need than not enough. I also expect students to put phones away in their designated numbered pouches. And that way, when they come into the room, they're present not just physically, but mentally as well. Because I do find that the cell phones are such a distraction. When they already have the laptop screens in front of their faces, they don't really need another screen. And so, along with student expectations, academic honesty is extremely important, and that includes chat gpt, any kind of ai. I want to see that the students are producing the work and they're meeting those skill expectations, so that's extremely important. So as you're looking at the canvas page, on the main page you should see a course listing that looks similar to this, English 10, and then my name is listed next to it. It also has, I've added a picture to it. It should look like this with a little scythe background. And as you dig deeper, after you click on the course page, it takes you to just my day-to-day module. So it'll list the date, daily slides, and any kind of resources that we use that day. And as far as our grading policy and late work, it's skill-based grading. So if a student exceeds the standard, the expectation for that grade should be 95% and above. If they meet the standard, 85%. If they're getting close, but they're not quite there, that's a 75%. And if they don't quite meet that standard, it's a 65. And if the attempt is not made or the assignment isn't turned in, that is a 0% until the assignment is received. And so I just always tell students that I would rather you communicate with me ahead of a deadline and let me know if you're going to be really overwhelmed or you have a lot of things going on that week. Just communicate that with me. I'm happy to extend some grace if needed. And if you want to communicate any kind of need with me about your student, just to let me know if they need anything. Just inform me of that, and I'm happy to extend grace should that be needed. So, students may redo any formative assessment if they've made an appointment ahead of time. I write SRT passes. They can come in during SRT. We'll sit together, we'll chat. And as far as summative work goes, there are a few expectations with summative assignments as well. If you want to pause the video and spend a little more time looking over the grading and late work policy on this page, feel free to do so. As far as reassessment with big summative assignments like papers and presentations, where students receive feedback from me, we want to give them the opportunity to demonstrate new learning or improved skill development throughout the process, but that's not guaranteed. So, to qualify for that reassessment, we have some stipulations. So, students need to have submitted the original assignment on time and received less than a 92.5%. So, that would be an A minus or lower. And the student needs to have completed any kind of process work on time as well. That's formative work. And along with that, if they turn in an assignment on time and it's below the 92.5%, we want students to come in and schedule a conference so I can guide them through any feedback and talk through any kind of moments of confusion. And then I'll set a deadline for the student, and they'll want to meet that deadline as well and just communicate with me throughout the process. And at the end of each semester, we have an ACE. That's our assessment and culminating experience. So for semester one, students will do a memoir presentation where they will talk through different elements of their memoir, working together, looking at theme, character, culture, specific evidence quotes that support an argument. And so that's how we will conclude semester one. Semester two is also a presentation. It's a synthesis presentation called a meeting of the minds, where students will respond as a character to a thematic question, thinking about how, say, would Macbeth respond to this theme or this modern day concern? How would he approach it based on your understanding of that character? And so that will be our semester two presentation. And so, finally, just a couple things to keep in mind. I appreciate communication early, often, frequently. I try to do the same, just to communicate very transparently what the expectations are. I do like students to come in during SRT for any kind of additional help. Love to write those media passes or media center passes so they can go to the library to do some exploring in different novels or texts as they're doing research. So I'm very happy to help with that. But I also try to be mindful of balance and how busy students are, how busy you are. And so I try to keep that in mind and allot class time to meet those kind of skill expectations during class, and I can give them feedback during class as well. And so as long as students stay motivated and active during class and they get their work done during class, I try not to I try not to heap on too much homework for students during the school year. There will be some homework nights, but I try to be very aware and empathetic of the balance. If you have any additional questions, don't hesitate to let me know. I love communicating with my students and with parents. So if you want to reach out to me via email, you can also call. So my number at the school is 317 846 7721, and my extension is 7283. Thank you so much, and I look forward to hearing from you.